Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Geeks and this. Shut up. Shut up. I know I stuttered. But yeah, today we're doing the Book of Boba Fett. With me, as always, is Jomar, and we have a guest. Hello, Hazel. What's up?
Hey, so
Hello.
yeah,
So yeah, this show is about Boba Fett and him trying to earn respect instead of ruling by fear, as he always says in every episode.
which I will get to the gripes later about that.
Yeah,
But just carry on with the opening.
yeah. So, what were your levels of anticipation for this show?
Yeah. You want to go first, Hazel?
Sure. I was basically hoping like it would be the return of Mace Windu by the end of it, but sadly it wasn't.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. But like,
Yeah, I mean, it was
yeah,
like my thing, looking forward to like, okay, this is what they're going to do, and they didn't do it.
you're legit expect. Well, there was some guy who's from the Clone Wars who came back, at least.
I don't know, well, not the one she wanted.
Well, yeah, but it's still cool though.
It is.
Yeah, but like for me though, I was legit excited for this one. Like we had a reaction to it, and I was like, oh shit, we're gonna see Boba Fett being a crime boss in Tatooine, and like yeah, we all know about the spice trade there and everything. But like majority of the time, I was like, I just want to see ruthless Boba Fett. So
Right.
like, yeah, and I'm like sad to say I didn't really get that here. Dude was still cool. But he wasn't that guy who messed up a couple of clone stormtroopers in Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Sad to say, but other than that, I had fun with the show. I really did. And were my expectations met? Kinda. But other than that, I was legit excited for this. But I heard a lot of mixed reviews on it. Like people didn't like it. A lot of people did. I'm on the in between.
Alright. Um, as far as Boba Fett is concerned, like, I've always been up and down. Like, he's cool, and then I've been down to, like, he's just, a guy who looks cool. And that's been my relationship with him for years. And then when he came back in Mando Season 2, like, finally, he's fucking cool. Can finally do
I
stuff.
mean, you know my hot take with Boba Fett that I really didn't like him back in the day until Mandalorian redeemed him.
Yeah. And I like the fact that this show opens up with the one thing we wanted to see for a long time, which is Boba Fett crawling out of the Sarlacc pit. Like, fucking finally.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
yeah, and just knowing that he didn't go out like a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, he kind of did. He kind of
He
did.
did, he did. So
Because
not
I
forget
swear,
the fact that Han was like, Boba Fett, and smacks him, like, are you
no,
fucking
I was
serious?
I was trying to give Boba Fett the benefit of the doubt because I had this like Mandela effect where I was like I thought it was Luke who swung his lightsaber a little too high and hit Boba Fett's backpack. No, it was Han Solo with a lead pipe that hit his jetpack and he came crashing into the Sarlacc pit. I
A
was like,
blind Han Solo.
but I'm not Solo, right? He just came out of like the whole cryostasis, and I was like, this is the most feared bounty hunter in the universe.
Right.
Why do people buy his toys? What? I mean, he looks cool.
And that's why,
Like,
uh, that's why character from the Clone Wars stepped in to be one of my favorite bounty hunters, because I was like, really, that's how Boba Fett goes out?
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple of cool bounty hunters later on to do like the Clone Wars era,
Yeah.
but not much on the original trilogy, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then we also learn how he got to be so efficient in hand-to-hand combat, well, at least in the Tusken Raider side of things.
Okay. The man had this whole Last Samurai arc. Like I swear to God, he got taken in by by the Tusken Raiders and learned their ways, learned their language, learned how to fight like them. how to grow their food like them. And I was like, I feel like I've seen this before, but with Tom Cruise.
Right.
Yeah. But how about you, Hazel? Like, what were your thoughts on like the whole Last Samurai arc of Boba Fett, where he just gets taken care of by the Tusken Raiders?
I actually, because I love the Last Samurai,
Same.
like I recognize that, especially like the training with the gaffy stick. That's so Last Samurai with Tom Cruise training as a captive with the
Hmm.
samurai sword. It they make so many parallels to so many different movies throughout the entire show, and it's done purposefully and beautifully.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. They really do mix in like old Edo period samurai movies and Western cowboy movies very well with this one, in my opinion. Like, sure, say what you want about like Boba Fett, but like they did those like traits very well, and
Yes.
in space.
Uh,
Yeah, very reminiscent of like old gunslinger movies, especially the way like that final duel was set up.
Oh yeah, with Cad Bane.
mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And speaking of Last Samurai, I believe the main Pike leader is voiced by Samurai Jack. So there we go.
Wait. Yeah, I mean he voices a shit ton of people, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is so cool to see him, in the Star Wars universe. I don't think I remember anything he voiced in Clone Wars or Rebels, but it's cool to see him. Uh,
I'm trying to remember whatever he worked in. But anyway,
but for half of the show, the past was kind of more interesting than the present.
the present. I mean, they showed more of the past than the present.
That is true. But it's basically, I would say Mando, Boba going on his patrol and meeting all the other key players to meet, like Black Chrysanthemum and the two Huts who just show up one day and then leave. Like, you know what? We don't want this land. Like, you were just about to kill Boba for it. Now you don't want it. Okay, sure.
Uh, Maybe it's a setup to season 2. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, I do like the fact that less is more, and they just say peace, Boba. We're out. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Um, I will say, like, I really don't like the space hipsters. Sorry, the one with the space Vespas.
Yeah, I don't like the mod squad. How about you, Hazel? What do you think of the
Yeah.
mod squad?
Oh, the Mod Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they like were when they first appeared and they had like those multicolored or different colored speeder bikes or whatever,
Yeah.
I instantly thought of Spy Kids, and
Yeah, I agree.
I I think their design was purposeful because Robert Rodriguez, who directed that episode, also directed Spy Kids.
Spy Kids. The man wanting to get it back in touch with his Spy Kid days.
It's not the fact that they have the Vespas. I don't mind the idea of the mod squad. I'm just like, if you're in Tatooine and you're in Mos Espa and you're trying to scout ahead of the enemy to see what they're doing and trying to be, stealthy like why are you riding up
A-
with shiny
brightly-
bikes?
Okay, in my opinion, the mod squad is not a bad idea. On paper, it's cool. A highly like modded teens who ride motorcycles it's a pretty badass plot for Boba Fett. It's just how they're designed that I hate the most. 'Cause
Right?
they're-
Like, I guess they're supposed to be motorcycles, but they're more like electric scooters.
Right.
Yeah, right. They're supposed to be this like feared gang where you would expect like a bobber or something like or like Hell's Angels kind of style. But no, they just look like a couple of hipsters who owns Vespas, and I'm like, I can't fear these guys.
They don't look like they come from Tatooine. They look like they come from Coruscant.
Well, great. They don't look like they're from this planet. They look like the rich kids.
Right?
But they're the ones who're supposed to be down on their luck. That's why they're doing these things and they're stealing and breaking the law.
It's like
Uh,
in a town where there's no water, you're spending your money on making your bike shiny. I have no sympathy for you if you're without your choice.
The amount of space wax you need to buff that bike all the time, it's sandy
I
there.
think the worst part about it is that most of them survived by the end. I'm like, really?
No, they
Fine.
all survived. None of them died.
I mean, a few of them died, but like not the important ones.
No, I just finished the episode. Remember, I was late on this. None of them died. I counted.
I definitely remember seeing like one of them die, but not like one of the ones that we've really seen or anything.
Yeah.
Just like one of the extras that was with their group.
The guy in the back. No, but I remember one guy's bike gets shot, but he falls, and then they grab him and they put him like back into cover.
Yeah, and that's one when I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. I will say, yeah. The final fight, not a lot of people died on Boba Fett's side, which I kind of like missed opportunity.
Yeah. And like when they're trying to save Boba from Chrysanthemum's rage, I'm like, there's no way you can go one-on-one with this Wookiee. There's no fucking way. And then they do, and you're like, huh?
Yeah, like little hipster girl with the dyed hair. It's like, I am surprised this thing didn't rip your arm apart.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going back to the past for a bit. Like we get to bond with the Tusken Raiders as we mentioned, but then the Pikes have them obliterated, and like they frame the other speeder bike gang, which is a cool shot of him chasing them down with Slave One. But you're like,
These
Nico
Yeah.
Viking.
Yeah. These poor bastards didn't know what was coming. It was like, what did we do? What the fuck?
I'm sorry,
It
I
was a
wonder what's
badass shot,
happening.
though.
What?
It was a badass shot, though.
It was.
It was, but it was... but I just feel bad for those bikers.
It's like,
Like,
what
sure,
the fuck is
they-
following us?
They roughed up the diner and all, but like, I don't think they deserve to be like have an airstrike on them. But you know,
Boba, when you overkill, you overkill.
like, come on, they're already down on their luck. Boba Fett already stole their bikes. They probably bought those new. I don't know. I just have too much sympathy for these bikers.
John, you mentioned that you wanted to say something about the Rancor, that you no longer fear a Rancor. Is it because it's
Oh
not
yeah,
friendly?
yeah, that's a thing. Like we thought that like, the Rancor was this like beast of a monster in the Star Wars universe where it's just a thing that you're supposed to fear. But now that they kind of Danny Trejo. He clarified like they're very peaceful animals. It's just that if you just provoke them, they'll attack and they're good at fighting. But they're mostly peaceful animals. So I was like, so I could just walk up to one and be like, "What's up?" And I'm good. I won't get eaten. I don't know.
It has feelings.
It does have feelings. It's not bad. It doesn't ruin the Rancor for me. But like, I'm not scared of it anymore. But it's fine. We got to see Boba Fett ride it. It's cool.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention the train scene, because that was badass. Because I swear, Boba Fett working with his like, what was the name of that guy from Last Samurai who hated him but trained him?
Huh?
Yeah, the guy who plays a scorpion.
Fuck. I forgot his name, but I'll put a picture here for those.
Yeah, I think Hiroyuki Sanada. Yeah. Boba Fett had that character, and he was like
He
a
plays
Tusken Raider all in
Mortal
black.
Kombat.
Yeah, Hiroyuki Sanada. I think that was his name.
Mhm.
And yeah, you get to see him work with the Tusken Raider that was all in black. For me, that was a badass character.
Yeah. That's a cool scene too. Did you like the train scene, Hazel?
Yeah, like any scenes that you don't like from it.
Any scenes that I didn't like from the train scene?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like, did you like it? Did you not like it?
Yeah, I thought it was really good sequence.
Alright.
Yeah, mixing in the whole cowboy and Indian with the samurai background.
And then at some point, this show stops being the Book of Boba Fett and starts being Mandalorian Season 3.
Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely.
I don't know why, but I'm like, okay, I guess they're like they miss Mando, don't they? Like, let's give him a little bit. They didn't give us a little bit, by the way. They gave us 3 episodes, kind of like dedicated to Boba Fett. Boba Fett, sorry, Mandalorian.
Well, two where he's just in the show and like Boba Fett's reduced to his old role of just being silent, and then the third one is him teaming up with Boba Fett. Like glad to see Boba Fett in his roots just standing in the background, not saying a word.
Yeah, I feel like Din Djarin had more screen time once he got into, I feel like we got Din Djarin in his armor more than Boba Fett in his armor.
Yeah.
Because, yeah?
No, go ahead. Finish your statement.
Because I swear to God, this entire show was just a back the tank commercial. Like, they keep mentioning it. They're like, oh, you better put yourself in a back the tank. I'm like, cool. Hey, I owe you a back to tank. I'm like, alright.
Going back
they mentioned this so many times.
Going back a bit, like when he's surrounded by the shield people, I'm like, sir, you have a jetpack? You can fucking fly. Why are you taking this ass kicking?
Right? Yeah. I will say, Boba Fett's way of fighting, like when he was a Tusken Raider, he was awesome. But when he was Boba Fett, and trying to take over, what's the name of this town? Mos Eisley?
Espa.
Mos Espa. He kind of got nerfed. I think it's the back to tank.
He's addicted to too much back. I don't know what's in that. Must be.
I don't know either, but for some reason Vader's using it too. So.
But yeah, it becomes Mando season 3, and he has a glorious 2 episodes all to himself.
Oh yeah, they had.
Bacta is like a naturally growing organism that heals people. Like it has healing properties, and it's still in its healing. So like,
oh, okay.
when Luke Skywalker gets hit by the Wampa in Episode 5, and then you see him floating in that tank, that's a Bacta.
Oh, okay. So that's just like a standing up Bacta tank instead of the laying down one.
Yeah. And that's what Vader, you see Vader in as well, a Bacta tank.
Alright. So I guess that's just their own, like, universal hospital. They don't need to do anything. Because, like, you see Boba Fett, man's pretty much scorched from being exposed to the acid of the Sarlacc pit.
Alright.
Oh my god.
But
it heals his scars.
It does.
Oh yeah. But how about the inside, though? As Fennec asked, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, apparently those internal scars are healed now.
Emotionally. But like, yeah. I do love it that Fennec's, like, more of a standout here compared to last time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
She has a lot more to do and she's more mobile. Like, okay, I see what's happening. But
Yeah.
going back to Mando, I love the scene where he cuts himself. Like, wow, that's an absolute reality of handling a laser sword.
A lightsaber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lightsaber. This
Yeah.
weapon of pure energy. You're like, oh, that makes sense.
You know, funny thing about the show turning into Mando Season 3 is that, so it was Episode 5 where Mando shows up.
Mhm.
And after the end of Episode 4, my roommate was like, oh, he's not going to show up until like the last 10 seconds, and that's all we're going to see of him. I'm like, nah. They're going to do it like Ahsoka, where he's the very first one they show us. He's like, alright. And then we watch the episode, and Mando's the first one to show up. And we don't see him at all.
Yeah, like, son of a bitch. They gave him the entire episode. Yeah, because I swear.
And then Boba made a cameo appearance in his own show in Episode 6. He didn't even have a speaking line.
Yeah. So I said he should used to his old self. Like, okay.
Alright. I will say also, Star Wars, how dare you? How dare you rip off Halo?
Yeah.
I saw what you did. You saw the town that he was in? That was a Halo!
Yeah, like the half ring planet thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like Elysium too.
Well, there's Elysium, just minus the middle part.
right?
Right.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, this son of a bitch just played Halo Infinite, didn't he? Okay, John Favreau, we get it. You have an Xbox.
And yeah, going to John Favreau, we meet him and the armor again.
Sorry, I'll get his name. Hold on.
From fuck was it? Paz Vizsla. There we go.
Paz Vizsla, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the other Mando, yeah.
and they have a duel
Or
for
Child of the Watch.
exactly.
Oh yeah. That's why his armor's blue. Forgot about that.
And then they have a
Yeah,
duel,
part of Night Watch.
Hmm.
and then by the end, the armor's like, "Have you taken off your helmet?" And we know the answer. Like, fuck. Ah, shit.
No, because I was like, if I was in like Mando's shoes, I'll be like, no.
It's like they don't need to know. What business is it of theirs?
No, but I know the armor is like wise and all that shit. She would see through my life.
I don't know if you guys like interpreted this the same way I did, but you know how when Mando walks past the armorer to leave, and he like stops and like turns his head kinda to like halfway look back, and then he continues. Like that felt really cliche to me, and in fact, I think I blurted out, "Well, I'm gonna take my ball and go home."
Well, fuck you guys. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh, I will say though. Sorry if I'm going a little bit back. The scene where they fixed up Fennec and the modder. That was played by Thundercat. If you guys know who he is, he's
Yeah, he's a bassist.
yeah, he's a bassist, and he did the like when he was like modding her and the soundtrack was playing. He was the one playing the bass, and I was like, oh shit, it's Thundercat. It's Dragon Ball Durag guy. No, seriously, Enzo, his music's amazing and it's funny as fuck.
Alright, I'll check him out.
Yeah,
He also
and
gets,
his music's also in GTA 5, so you know.
alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mando gets a new spaceship, which I can only imagine that he misses his old one.
No, I don't miss the old one at all. I love this whole Tokyo
Yeah.
Drift scene.
An N1 Starfighter? Oh, come on.
I had the toy of that. And when I played with it backwards because I didn't know how it was placed. I thought the pointy end was like the front. But
I mean,
dude,
he must miss the space because his ship was, he could sleep.
oh,
He got the room for his
well,
bounties.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Where does he put his bounties now?
But yeah, it is a sweet spaceship.
I guess, I mean, he's technically, like, not a bounty hunter anymore. I mean, like, he does take on, like, quests, I guess. But I wouldn't call him, like, a bounty hunter anymore.
I guess. Or if he is still, I think he just takes it in the same sector. Like whatever the bounty is, it has to be within this town. Because I can't go out. Because I got no space to bring the dude in. Unless he ties him in front of the fucking starship.
But yeah.
Right, and I really love how, like, when Mando got the N1, how they shot the scene of him out in space with the two New Republic X-Wings
Mm.
to give an example of exactly how fast an N1 is.
Yeah.
When the lieutenant guy was like, I didn't pick anything up on the sensors. How did he jump? And he's like, he didn't jump.
He didn't
kid.
jump.
Those were sublight thrusters.
I swear to God, I love this scene so fucking much. Where they're just fixing up the N1 Starfighter. I was like, this is straight up Tokyo Drift or Fast and Furious, where they're just modding the car. I was like, oh shit! Then
Right?
they put a big ass block in front of it too. I was like, that what the fuck?
Yeah,
They put
I
a
don't
big
know.
ass
if
carburetor in front.
That really surprised me. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but when he first starts the N1 up, it's running like a
muscle car.
combustion engine.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? This is so cool to me. Like he replaced his SUV with a muscle car. Like that's what Mando did.
Basically, yeah, like his cargo van with like a 1967 Shelby.
Yeah, with a huge ass block sticking out of it now. I'm like,
It
this
looks so sick.
it looks so good. It is probably starting to become one of my favorite ships. Like I don't care about the X-wing anymore. Like I want this. No, the fact that like I would say bare metal is not a good color scheme
Right.
because it will rust. But the silver with the yellow stripes, I was like, this is just so beautiful.
And him flying through the canyon was pretty sick too.
A little fun fact: Captain Phasma's silver shiny armor is crafted from the hull plates of an N1.
Really now?
Yep.
Damn.
That is a very odd thing to know. No, I'm kidding, but like, damn.
But yeah, seeing him fly through the same canyon Anakin's pod raced in, I love callbacks like this.
Okay, to be honest, I thought when the mechanic, I forgot her name, pulled back the sheet, I thought it was gonna be a pod racer. When I saw the turbine, I was like, don't you dare give him a pod racer.
But speaking about this expansive Star Wars universe, the next episode is showing just flexing. Like, yeah, we have our own Star Wars TV universe with Ahsoka, Luke, and Grogu. Like, what the fuck? No, this is one big commercial. Nice.
He's back.
Yes, he's back.
Oh, baby boy's back. That's what I had to get a while ago.
And Luke looks so much better than he did than when we last saw him. Like, god damn, because they got a YouTuber who did a deep fake much better than the people at Disney, and they're like,
Yeah.
you're hired.
Oh yeah, they got Corridor Digital to do it.
Right.
Did they? Yeah, it was
Like,
Corridor Digital.
After the finale of Mando season 2, this guy took the same footage and made a better Luke, and so they hired him.
Yeah, see? Like, you don't need $1 million to get some dude or some studio. You just need one guy. I don't know if it was a couple of guys, but you need one guy. Lip sync was still off though.
Yeah.
I will
the
say that.
mechanic's name is Pelimoto.
Oh. Oh, okay. I don't think it might be Corridor Digital then.
Alright. That's
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, hopefully he can fix up some of the other deepfakes like Princess Leia and Rogue One. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah. Hopefully they get the voice sync like fixed because it was weird seeing Luke talk.
Or you could just get Sebastian Stan and be done with it.
That's true. Just get Sebastian Stan. You own him, Disney.
Right?
Well, I mean, not technically.
for real.
I mean, like he works for you. You don't own him. You don't own people. We're not in those ages anymore.
But yeah, it's nice seeing Grogu back. It's like nice seeing the callbacks to Empire Strikes Back when he's on Luke's back. Like,
Yeah.
And this thing
Yeah.
flying in the sky, like what the fuck?
when he's blasted by the ball, you're like, I must admit I did laugh a bit. Like, poor Grogu.
No, but I mean, like that thing like destroyed a piece of equipment that was back in the day. Like I'm pretty sure that was hard to get.
Right.
And Luke was like, he's doing well. That was expensive, but he's doing well.
I expected to see Luke. I did not expect to see Ahsoka in this one.
Yeah, I will say that scene was heartbreaking though. Like where
When she said, "I'm a friend of the family." Oh my god.
yeah, I was like, oh Anakin. I was like, shit.
That
And
And
when-
when she told him that he's so much like his father.
Yes, I was gonna mention that. I was like, stop it, Ahsoka, stop talking. And knowing the fact that she's actually older than she looks, I was like, right,
yeah,
forgot.
and like, I want to hear those conversations when we get to the Ahsoka series because they're talking about Vader and Anakin. Like, I wonder how that went down.
Yeah. I feel like yes. Go on.
I saw a meme, right? It's the scene where Ahsoka says, you know, you're so much like your father. And Luke responds, no, I'm a master. Don't forget that.
That's cold. That's so fucking cold. Ahsoka's just like, whoa.
Anakin's just like, for fuck's sake.
No, the Force Ghost comes out and like, dude, the fuck, I saved your life.
But it is a nice parallel between Ahsoka and Luke, because Ahsoka got the most time with Anakin and minimal time with Vader, and Luke's the exact opposite, where get the most time with Vader and minimal time with Anakin. So it's like, I wonder where those
Yeah, they'll be like, you know, talking about stories back and forth.
He cut my hand. Oh Jesus, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He wasn't really the best dad. But
Yeah, I know. It's just I'm like all the things that we're talking about, and just the different like little nuances and stuff, and Easter eggs they throw in. Like my brain is going to so many like different little details that I don't think most people know about, like this and that and this and that. Just like everything, it's crazy.
yeah, I mean, like, I think Mando might be like the first thing some new Star Wars people have watched. Probably they haven't seen Clone Wars yet, and how deep that this scene is. Her saying you're so much like your father, because to them, they like she might have just been an acquaintance of Anakin. No, she was a bad one, and I'm like, shit. They got story underneath that. And I will say another heartbreaking scene besides that was Mando unable to see Grogu, because you know how hard it would be, and like Ahsoka hitting him with like the philosophical bullshit. She's like, "Are you doing it for him? Or are you doing it for yourself?" I'm like, "Shut up, bitch! Don't hurt me right now." And he just wants to give the little like chainmail armor that I was like, this hurts me.
Yeah.
Also, Luke, irresponsible. You can make Grogu choose both. You can make him choose defense and offense at the same time.
But the second student might be Ben, so. But it's a good thing he chose the armor.
Oh, that's true. Like,
otherwise,
Luke's like, you're gonna lose your arm just like me one day.
Otherwise, it's gonna be Master Ben. There are too many of them. What are we gonna do? And just Kylo unleashing it.
Yeah, knowing the fact that Grogu got out before shit got bad, it was like, yeah.
Oh, I was so hoping that as the Jedi were being slaughtered, certain Jedi would drop from the ceiling with a blue lightsaber and slaughter those Jedi too. Like, oh goddamn.
Yeah, I swear to God, we don't want to see Order 66-2 Electric Boogaloo.
But yeah,
And
I don't
the
know.
little thing between like the history of Boba Fett and Cad Bane is that Cad Bane is the one who put the dent on Boba Fett's helmet. And
Oh yeah,
when
Clone Wars.
and when Boba Fett kills, supposedly kills Cad Bane, when his hat falls off and you could see the metal plate on his head, and that's because Boba Fett gave him that plate. Well, he shot him in the head, and he needed that plate.
Okay, so what I'm guessing is this wasn't like their first duel. Like they pretty much shot each other at the same time, got each other at the same place. One just lost his head, the other one just had a dent.
Yeah, they dueled before, and that's what happened. They hit each other at the same time.
That's badass. Hey, and knowing the fact that Cad Bane pretty much taught him how to be a bounty hunter. The scene where they had their last duel kind of hit more, and him coming up, I was like, oh shit. Like coming up to Freetown, also hate the name. Like Cad Bane coming up to Freetown, and I'm like, fuck, that is badass. Cause like every time Cad Bane comes in, he doesn't do much. He walks. you feel like shit. The Grim Reaper is in town.
right?
Which one of us is gonna die? Sadly, it was the deputy.
The moment they're like, there's someone in the distance that see a stranger with a hat like that. You're like, is that who I think it is?
Right, right. And then when he lifts it up,
As soon as I saw the silhouette, the very first time they showed him way off in the distance, I
Yeah.
knew it was Cad Bane. I knew it.
I had doubt. I had doubt. I was like, when he just had his hat down, I was like, oh, it's just another gunslinger. Because I've seen a couple of Star Wars gunslingers who wear the same getup: trench coat, hat, revolver, and like when he lifted it up, I was like, blue face, red eyes. Oh my god, it's him.
Yeah, and it's definitely crazy. You know, it's actually Cad Bane.
Right?
And the
And
the entire time, I just kept saying out loud, like, Cobb is not winning this. No matter what happens, he's not winning.
Yeah, he's not. Knowing this, like, you can't show Cad Bane at this moment of a duel with a character that we know. We know that this character's not gonna live or win this battle. I don't think he's dead. He got shot in the shoulder.
And
Well,
they set it up beautifully, because in the very beginning of the episode, when we see Cobb Vanth doing his martial thing with the pike,
yeah,
they highlight how fast of a draw he is, that he takes out 3 of them and leaves one standing there before they can do anything.
yeah,
So they highlight just how good Cobb Vanth is, to show later that that's nothing compared to Cad Bane.
oh my god, yes. Just seeing how fast he was, though. Like, I swear, Cobb Vanth couldn't even take his gun out of the holster.
You're right.
I was like, shit. And then after that, he just puts a shit ton of rounds into the deputy. I was like, uncalled for, but okay.
I mean, the deputy was about to draw on him too, so it's like,
Yeah, but I feel like one shot would have taken him out.
yeah, those are all kill
Instead of
shots too, Rick.
Instead of like,
Which leads to the last episode, which is, as I've seen on Twitter and much of the internet, it's pretty divisive. Some people hate it, some people like it. What do you guys think of the last episode?
50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, I got my problems with it. But how about you, Hazel?
I don't know. I mean, I guess for like a finale, it could have been better, but they did do a lot. They introduced the Scorpionex droids, which are basically the big brothers or big sisters, I guess,
Of the the rolling thing?
of the droidicas. Exactly. And I pointed something out to my roommate as well, because they have the same energy shields around them that droidicas have. But the thing with those shields is that the droidicas have the end of their blaster barrels outside the shield, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to fire out of the shield. The Scorpionex are inside the shield and should not be able to fire out.
Oh.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Now the continuity is ruined. And knowing the fact that, like, the... God, what do you call it? Yeah, the rolling things. I forgot what they're called. Droidicas. They can't move, by the way. They're just like rolling turrets. So, like, wherever you need them, they will roll to that area and just stand there. They will not walk. But unless they do, the shields have to be off.
Though.
Yeah, but like their shields are off. They can't like have it on while they're walking. It was a weird thing that I saw in the Battlefront game. Yeah, it was a weird thing. I don't know if that's a lore thing, or is that just a game mechanic?
I don't know.
That's more of just a gaming thing for
Oh, okay, got it.
So
Gotcha.
you don't move around with the shield. You have to be in one place to
Yeah, because it's a little bit too OP, as we've seen in this last episode.
Yeah, because within the Star Wars universe itself, like movies, shows, whatever, they can move. They don't move very fast, but they do move. When they're not rolled, like when they're deployed, they'll move to pursue a target, and we see that actually in the beginning of Episode 1, when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn use the Force speed that we never honestly, again, ever. Um, the droidicas, you could see them walking. They're like following in the direction that they sped off to.
Hmm. All right. Well, now we know that you can walk with the shields. Oh well, but like, yeah, that's still the continuity of like the blasters should be outside of the shields for it to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to have a riot shield and have the pistol behind it.
Though,
Yeah, exactly.
uh, though I do like how it began. Like the ambushers, like wow, this kind of feels like a mob movie at this point.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Like the only ally that Boba Fett had in that town, well, got blown up. Got Henry Salmankad. Like, but like, yeah, I feel bad. The Twilight Quest had to. Damn.
You mean when Madame Garza got blown up?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Max Rebo. That
He
was the
wasn't
greatest
there.
loss. Oh my god! I thought Max Rebo was gone.
Just when we got him
Yeah,
back.
Exactly.
they made it a point to show the band prior to like anything else. Like the
Hmm.
first shots of Madame Garza's palace or place or whatever, um, is like of a mechanical drummer and like I think the flute player or whatever the equivalent
Yeah.
is. But they didn't show Matt.
Oh, thank God. Because I swear to God, because I was like, I was still in shock. I was like, fallen brother. Because I like Max Rebo. I love his design. The dude has like a keyboard
Yeah.
that goes 360 around him. It's badass.
Um, but yeah, I do love the team up between Boba and Mando, where they're surrounded, and like Boba's like, "You sure you want to stay here?" And Mando's like, "This is the way." You're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, where he's like, I owe you for this.
Yeah.
I'm with you till the end. I was like, damn. It's not just like, oh, because he owes him. It's because it's his way as well. You know, like,
You know,
you don't run from a battle if you're a Mandalorian.
Right?
right? And I mean, technically, Boba isn't a Mandalorian.
I say it's like passed on by blood. Because
Yeah, I mean,
Django
in
is.
that way, yeah, in that way he is because Django is a Mandalorian because he was born on Mandalore, and
Mhm.
Boba Fett being his like exact unmodified clone of him.
Yeah.
I mean, like a brain twisty way. Oh, yeah, it would make him Mandalorian, but he's really not.
Yeah. No, I mean there are like two sides to Mandalorians, right? Like there's one that like they don't really follow the creed of like keeping your helmet on, you never take it off.
Of the Night's Watch.
Yeah, and then there's the Night's Watch where they're free to do whatever they want. They're like, and you could have any race be a Mandalorian. So I guess he falls into that gray area of like kinda, but not really. But he fights like one.
Yeah.
Because I know Din Djarin's not from Mandalorian.
So, like, if Ahsoka Tano is a gray Jedi, Boba's a gray Mandalorian.
Sure.
Sure. How about that?
Yeah. He has a yellow blaster.
And for the first time, he uses his jetpack in this battle. Like, oh, fucking finally.
Okay, fine. I swear, this scene was badass. Not gonna lie. I love this scene so much. Because this is what was missing in... As perfect as the ending of Season 2, Mandalorian Season 2 was, I really wanted to see Boba Fett and Mandalorian fight together. Like, legit gunslinging it out. I was like... And this is it. Where there's just a wave of pikes, and they're all taking them on and taking all the bullets. I was like... Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss to this battle.
The combo
And you
Boba
know-
does.
Hmm?
No, go ahead, Hazel.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say that it's funny that you mentioned like how, the battle scene outside of Madame Garza's burned place of business. You said that it was feeling very like gangster like, and it's funny that you say that because the scene where Major Domo goes out with Boba's letter, and he says that he offers him nothing, it
Oh,
was
that was
very
amazing.
much it was very much like Michael Corleone in The Godfather Part 2, where he says he offers nothing.
Dude, I didn't notice that.
Neither did
That's a
I.
good fucking reference. That's a
Yeah.
legit good reference.
Yeah. Uh, but that combo where Boba shoots at his blaster one way and then uses his knee
And like
rocket.
he uses his knee rocket, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
that's the
I don't know how
best
you
Captain
aim.
Morgan pose ever.
Right? All he's missing is the cane. Um,
And then he
I,
uses.
I, I
He has
do love the
gaffy
knee
stick.
rockets now. The what?
You said he's missing his cane. I said he has the gaffy stick.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
And then he uses cheat sheet by bringing the Rancor, which I don't mind. Like, but fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but that's later on once the scorpion thingies come out.
Yeah.
But like I'm surprised Danny Trejo was only here for an episode. I guess it was too expensive.
Or like they couldn't find any other usage. Like, does he go in the last
I'm-
battle? No.
No, because I wouldn't have mind seeing Danny Trejo be the one riding the Rancor and fighting the robots while Boba and Mandalorian were like, fighting it on the ground. Because I guess it's just a waste of Danny Trejo.
That is true, and I do love the reunion of
I
Mando.
mean, definitely had its shock value, right? Because now Danny Trejo is an official character in Star Wars canon,
In Star Wars.
and then like I saw him pulling up with the Rancor. I'm like, that's fucking Danny Trejo or Danny
Right.
Trejo.
And I was like, El Machete, what you doing there?
Right?
What you doing in Tatooine, fool?
He fits so perfectly in Tatooine. They're like, yeah, I buy this character.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, like, I think we're gonna see. He's gonna be like Bill Burr, probably. Like, it's like the season 2. We'll get to see him more.
Okay. I do love the reunion between Grogu and Mando. Where it's like, oh, that's so sweet. And he just leaves and
Yeah.
Mando sounds like, finally.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, but to be honest, in my opinion, as nice as this scene is, and as much as I love this little bit thing, I kind of wish he stayed at Luke's. Like that was it. That was the end of the escort mission. Like, now Mando has to like try out new quests and shit like that. But whatever they decide, fine. They made that little pod thing where the droid's supposed to be for Grogu. I don't mind.
And then, but the
you know,
regular.
I have a theory about all of that.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember, Luke said that it's more like he's remembering than it is he's teaching him.
Mm-hmm.
Grogu's 50, right?
Yes.
And when the Empire took over, it was about 30 years prior from then. So he was 20. And I know, his species, which somehow is still unnamed, lives to be at least to 900, like Yoda.
Yeah.
So he is a child, but he also has so much knowledge because they take them basically when they're babies, right?
Right.
When they're first born. And so he had at least 20 years of training prior to Order 66. So by Luke saying that he's remembering more than he's teaching him is significant because now that he's gone back with the Mandalorian, I believe at some point that he will perhaps train Grogu with the Darksaber.
Right. But yeah.
Just how the first wielder of the Darksaber was both Mandalorian and Jedi.
But yeah, that's an interesting theory that Hazel throws out, and I hope it's
Yo, Hazel been throwing a shit ton of trivia shit. I was like, fuck.
right.
Yeah.
I do find it poetic where Cad Bane kills 1 million clones is killed by a clone himself.
Right. Also, speaking of clones, we get to see that scene where Luke was like, he does this and like sees the past and sees Order 66, and you see the old school clones who are way better than stormtroopers. Just saying. So if you have like an armor set of a stormtrooper, change it to a clone trooper. It's way better.
Well, the clone troopers were the very first stormtroopers.
Yes.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but the troopers, the clones that they showed in Grogu's version of Order 66, those were the 501st.
Yes.
Yes.
They were commanded by Anakin.
They're commanded by Anakin and Rex. So I'm like, shit, these were the best of the best. So fuck. I mean, seems fitting to take on Jedis.
Now, if I'm pretty sure on this. There's a small possibility I could be wrong. But when we see Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, I guess Lord Vader at that point, marching up the steps of the Jedi Temple with all those clone troopers, I believe those are the 501st troopers.
That shot that those Jedis in that scene.
Yeah.
In Revenge of the Sith, when we
Yeah.
see Vader going up the temple stairs outside with all the troopers behind him, I believe that's the 501st.
Mm. Yeah. I think the 501st are just the ones who are in blue.
Yeah.
Like Commander Cody has the ones in yellow. There's another one. I forgot who's the one who's color red.
You have like Rex, Echo, Fives. They're all 501st.
Is he still alive? No, I think at that point Fives was part of. Oh, sorry, was it Echo? I think Echo was part of the Bad Batch at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
He was captured by Wat Tambor.
Yeah. But anyway, where were we? I got lost.
Cad Bane having his climatic duel with Boba, and you being in denial that Cad Bane's dead.
Cad Bane ain't dead. Cad Bane ain't dead. I know my boy, he ain't dead. He coming back.
He gets stabbed in the heart.
Well, there was a red light blinking on his chest on that panel there, on that lingering shot of him that they gave us after Boba Fett stabbed him.
Because nobody does this unless they're like, will he come back? Why are we showing you the dead body of Cad Bane if we're not, just killed him off? Because usually when they kill somebody, they kind of show the main character and he's like, what did I do? Or finally relief, I've killed this thing or this person. But then they linger on his body for like 2 seconds. I'm like, he's coming back. He ain't dead. He coming back.
Well, hopefully he is, because he's such a cool character. It'd be a shame to just have him come.
Waste him on 2 episodes.
Yeah. We also see how powerful Grogu is with the Force, because he calms down that rancor. Like, goddamn, how powerful are you again?
Right? And to be honest, being those Freetown people and like, hey, remember that thing that wasted a shit ton of bikes? Let's shoot at it and aggravate it more. I'm like, no, stop it.
And Mando's just like, go to
It also shows how far Grogu has come.
Yes.
You mentioning him taming the Rancor, because when we see him first use the Force against the Mudhorn, he's using it aggressively to stop the Mudhorn. But this time he's being more empathetic with the creature in front of him and uses it in a loving way to soothe the Rancor's emotions.
Yeah, that's a lot of that shows a lot from like Mando season 1 and 2, where every time Grogu would use his Force out of like necessity, like, oh, the Mandalorian's in trouble and he has to stop the thing. It's always in rage where like it's he Force choked. Right? So I'm like, whoa, hold on, the yellows in your eyes are coming out, kid. But like, but now here, this is like our first time seeing him. Like, Luke is actually a good teacher. Well, for sure, Ahsoka Tano helped a little bit, but like, you could tell like he was in good hands, and for sure, we're gonna see Grogu use more of the Force in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's kind of like Luke, where he uses the dark side from time to time, where he just crushes that droid.
But you're about to say Anakin, like, excuse me, why?
No.
Something else. I'm glad that you mentioned, like Luke using a bit of like dark force powers.
Yeah.
Because another thing that I think is like little known to people, in general about Star Wars, is that in Return of the Jedi, when Luke is fighting Darth Vader and he wins against Darth Vader, by knocking him down, chopping off his hand,
Yeah.
Luke has turned to the dark side at that point. Luke turned, but he then immediately came back to the light.
Hmm.
Because in that moment when Palpatine is telling him, good, and just praising him and everything, it's because Palpatine felt it himself that Luke had turned. But then in
Yeah.
that moment, he comes back to the light when he says, "No, I'll never join you. I'm a Jedi like my father before me."
And knowing the fact that he was able to balance it, kind of like Mace Windu, where he doesn't have the purple lightsaber, but like he balances that out. Like when it's necessary, he does use the dark side from here to there,
Yeah.
which I
Right.
like.
Yeah. But we've reached pretty much the end of the series. Anything else you want to point out or talk about?
I Okay, here's the thing with the last fight. It was cool. A lot of stupid decisions from here to there from the hipster biker people. I'm not gonna get into detail of that because we're already done with that. But there are some scenes here where I was like, can I see the main characters, please? I don't want to focus on the biker people or like the Freetown people. I want to see more of like Boba. What the fuck is Boba? But it was fine. And I kind of got disappointed at the end. Sure, it was a badass scene with Fennec where she takes out all the crime bosses who went against Boba. And then the main Pike leader being stabbed at the back. But I don't feel like that was supposed to be Fennec.
You wanted it to be Boba.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel right. It wasn't Fennec's people who got murdered. It was Boba's. And I'm like, this kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth, where I was like, this ending, as cool as it was, as cool as an assassination scene was, it didn't feel right, in my opinion. I feel like Boba Fett should have been the one who took care of the last Spike. Fennec could have taken out the others, it's fine.
Right.
But other than that, in my opinion, I wish it ended differently. And yeah, the show kind of ends with like, oh, all's well that ends well, we're all friends. Makes fun of the fucking Chewbacca thing. I forgot his name.
Chrysanthemum?
Chrysanthemum. Yeah,
Cool.
but yeah. How about you, Hazel? What are your thoughts on like the ending?
My thoughts on the ending. It did seem like they were wrapping things up in a nice little bow.
Yeah.
Maybe there are some things that they could have done different. I mean, I don't exactly know what I would want to see different specifically, but I don't know. Maybe just make it more appropriate. I don't know.
Yeah. And surprisingly, ever since we got the introduction of Boba Fett and from The Mandalorian, where he is this ruthless dude, I wanted to see that more here. I wanted to see, like,
Cracking
Man,
Stormtroopers' helmets again.
you're right. I wanted to see like, a Pike pretty much disrespects Boba. I don't want to see Boba being a hothead, but I would like to see Boba being scary. I get it that you want to be respected, but being scary is not that bad either. Cause like, I don't know. I feel like this show should have been a nudge bit darker,
Mm.
like compared to The Mandalorian. Cause The Mandalorian was hella dark compared to this.
Yeah. You know what stuck in my mind ever since I saw the last episode was the
What?
spin by Mod Squad member. Like that's one fabulous spin you got there, Robert Rodriguez.
where he could have just where they're trying to pick up the was this chrysanthemum,
Mm-hmm.
and then instead of just pulling out his gun and shooting forward, he had to do a spin. Like, yeah, do the flurry, it's fine.
But yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
get.
it feels almost like the Mandalorian propelled the main Star Wars story forward or added to it, right?
Yes.
Where the Book of Boba Fett was more like a side story that kind of pushed along the outer edges of the main Star Wars storyline.
Yeah. And gave us more characters for them to play with for Mandalorian season 3. I think that's that's the big one, you know. Mandalorian is the one that like they're all like hanging on to, like coattailing. I mean, like especially Ahsoka, Boba Fett. I don't know about Kenobi.
Definitely
I
not
don't think
Kenobi.
Kenobi. Not Kenobi.
Kenobi's like years before this.
Yeah, right. Forgot about that.
Yeah, because it's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, but like 10 years before A New Hope.
Oh, it's not that far. Okay.
Yeah. Ultimately, what would you guys rate this show?
What did we give Mando?
We never did Mando. What's he talking?
Never
about?
did Mando?
No, we didn't.
Of course, when we did a Mando episode.
No, you're dreaming. That's what you're doing right now.
I feel ashamed. I feel like we should have done Mando.
You're treating Boba like the show now. Like you're prioritizing Mando before Boba. Like, oh, sure.
I'm sorry, but all I'm saying is like for me, Mandalorian throughout the season, like season 1 and 2, was probably a 9 or a 10. Boba Fett, sad to say, still a good show. It's a fun show to watch, and it will add on to, you know, the Mandalorian series if you guys like that. I will give a 7. Like, it's above average, it's fine. At some points, it kind of falls. There are slow parts. There are really nice parts. We're getting more lore, like the fucking Darksaber has weight for some reason. We'll talk about that later. I don't know, but other than that, like there were a lot of parts where it was just too slow. There are a lot of parts where I was like, get back to the main story, you know. But other than that, it's still a good story. I don't see the hate that it deserves. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely not a 0. It's not trash.
Damn right.
Yeah.
I'm on board with you. I'll also give this a 7. I enjoyed my time with it. Episode 3 and 4 are kind of rough, but like once you get past that and get to Mando, it's like smooth sailing from here on out.
It's one Mando.
I mean 1 and 2 I like a lot, and then 3 and 4 like 5 and 6 like oh damn, Mando's here, and then 7 like what a nice battle between the Pikes and Boba's forces, and I like seeing Boba team up with Mando because like what he said, I was hoping to see him team up with Mando against Moff Gideon, but we never got that, so we get this, and yeah, 7 out of 10. It's a good show. I like it, and it really depends how much you like Boba Fett too.
Yeah. How about you, Hazel?
I'm kind of leaning towards a 7 myself. When you have a show that's supposed to be about Boba Fett and the most interesting person in it is the Mandalorian, and you're far more interested in what he's doing, it kind of takes away from the show a little bit. On the other hand, they did give us a seismic charge.
you just want that big bass boom.
Wow.
I get you. Bop.
So, I guess for the seismic charge, I'll give it a 7.5.
But if there was no seismic charge, 0 out of 10.
It would be a 7. Oh yeah, for sure 0. Yeah, right.
It was just that bomb that won Hazel over. It wasn't all the hype shit she talked about throughout this review.
But yeah, that has been our video on the Book of Boba Fett. Thank you so much to our guest Hazel for dropping by, and we hope to have you
Yeah,
in more Star Wars things.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
it was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, well, you can find us at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. We react to trailers. We stream video games from time to time there too. Individually, you can find me at Gandalfus1995 on Instagram and Twitter. How about you, John?
You can find me at JohnGeom on Instagram. It is my art account.
And
How about you, Hazel?
Yeah.
At Sapphire Hazel and the number 7 for both Twitter and Instagram.
Any YouTube channels or anything you game?
Yeah, I do. I have an YouTube channel which is just Sapphire Hazel, and I usually, well, not usually, but sometimes stream on Twitch, which is also just Sapphire Hazel.
You guys give her a follow, subscribe to her, give her likes.
Peace. And as I said before, hopefully you can have her in more Star Wars related things because she's been dropping
Oh hell yeah!
knowledge bombs like crazy.
Yeah, seriously, I was like, oh fuck, really? Like majority of the time, I was like, every time she has like a trivia shit, I was like, okay, what?
Well, I can give you one more small one.
Let's go.
The pad that Boba wrote his message to the Pikes down, that he gave Major Domo to read, is actually a repurposed 1970s handheld video game.
Again, how do you know this?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's a handheld video game from the 70s that they used as this data pad, whatever.
The more you know.
Yeah, we need to bring her. We need to bring her on in more Star Wars shit.
Right?
Yes, yes. Like I swear, the toilet's actually an N63.
But anyway, please continue to stay safe, wear masks, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can get your booster. If you can too, and hopefully we'll be done with this shit in the next few weeks and months.
Yeah.
But that's all the time we have. We'll hope to see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.
N64, not an N63. I don't know what the fuck an N63 is.
N64.
I know my culture. Ciao.
Bye, folks.
Bye.